A mysterious water leak in Chula Vista has neighbors blaming the local water district. That story coming up.
A push to protect Mission Bay's ecosystem. What you need to know before a deadline tomorrow.
Coming up, how the nose on this rat could prevent illegal wildlife trafficking.
And a special day for San Diego police volunteers.
Yeah, baby, we make it happen.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
An HOA in Chula Vista says it's been left with a $100,000 bill over a mysterious water leak, and neighbors there say they're getting the runaround. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Anna Laurel in for Marcella Lee. It's a story we're working for you to get answers. CBS 8's Shannon Handy shows us the problem, creating tension between neighbors and the Otay Water District.
I'm here in the Robin Hood Point community. Neighbors tell us water has been leaking down one of their hillsides for at least 5 years, and they believe it's coming from these Otay Water District tanks behind me, but the agency says it's not our problem.
And the seepage occurred all the way up there.
Dave Summers has lived in Chula Vista's Robin Hood Point neighborhood since 1997. About 5 or 6 years ago, he and his neighbors noticed water seeping down one of the hillsides here onto the roadway and into people's backyards.
We were concerned that the source of that water may be a couple of water tanks that are built on the top of this hill owned by the Otay Water District.
Dave says the Homeowners Association reached out to the Otay Water District asking them to investigate, but the answer they received wasn't what they were expecting.
Their response is that it is naturally occurring groundwater and it's not their problem. To many of us, we believe that the more plausible explanation is that Otay Water's operation, their infrastructure, has sprung a leak after 40 years. And it's seeping into the ground, coming down this hill, and making life miserable for a homeowner and for this HOA.
Recently, the HOA shelled out $100,000 to put in a French drain, which has helped. But Dave says it's a Band-Aid, adding they shouldn't be the ones footing the bill or any future ones that pop up.
Our problem is, I believe, that we have to prove that the source of the water is coming from their operation, and that's extremely expensive. You're talking lawyers and engineers, resources that we as a community and an HOA, we just don't have. And it's almost like David versus Goliath.
Dave says the issue has created fears of declining home values, erosion, and water loss. He emailed CBS asking for help, so we reached out to the Otay Water District pushing for answers. In a statement, a spokesperson said the Otay Water District has assessed our infrastructure numerous times, including with the help of contracted services, and we've been able to eliminate district-owned infrastructure as a possible source. I did follow up today asking what is the source and if the agency can provide documentation of those assessments, but I have yet to hear back. We, of course, will follow up on this story. Working for you in Chula Vista, I'm Shannon Handy for CBS 8.
Here at CBS 8, we want to help solve problems that are affecting you. If there's something you would like us to look into, you can email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. Tonight we have more details about the City of San Diego's new renter protection plan that would make it harder for landlords to evict tenants. If passed, it would provide protections that start as soon as a tenant signs a lease, with exemptions for short-term leases. Among the protections, it will offer financial assistance when a tenant's lease is terminated through no fault of their own.
San Diegans who are paying their rent and abiding by their lease should not live in fear of eviction. Sadly, too often, San Diego renters are being evicted despite following the rules.
The plan is headed to the full San Diego City Council next week.
A local nonprofit is hoping to maximize wetland restoration near De Anza Cove, while another group wants to keep the campland area where it stands now. A city meeting tomorrow will discuss the future of that area. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen shows us what's happening from Mission Bay.
The area around De Anza Cove has been a point of contention for years, and now there's a new twist in the chapter.
Rewild Mission Bay Coalition is a part of the San Diego Audubon nonprofit, working to restore wetlands in the northeast corner of Mission Bay in De Anza Cove. Tommy Howe is the campaign coordinator.
Well, we want to have cleaner water for starter in the bay. That's probably the most important thing. In fact, the area around De Anza Cove, it has some of the most brackish water in the bay, and that has the longest area of circulation from when water enters from the sea and then exits and goes out to the sea. So the one thing that we know we're going to wind up having as a result of restoring the wetlands is cleaner water. But we also want to make sure that we're taking advantage of the time we have before sea levels rise upwards of 8 to 10 feet over the next 80-odd years to ensure that we have the same level of wetlands that we do right now, so that when sea levels rise, those threatened and endangered species don't lose their habitat as it disappears under the waterline.
Howe says it's imperative for the city to provide maximum wetland restoration to increase carbon capturing, shoreline resiliency, and ensure the survival of endangered species. The group also says this will provide an even wider variety of recreational offerings at Mission Bay Regional Park.
Oh, it's really important. I mean, it goes back to how this land used to be hundreds of years ago. This used to be Kumeyaay territory and native plants and animals, indigenous peoples, and all that's been lost with development. So to bring some of that back would be tremendous.
I tried calling Friends of Campland and was not able to get a hold of anyone in time for tonight's story. However, the Friends of Campland website says, quote, ideally, we would like to see the campland remain at its current location. A local family wrote this letter to the city urging to support waterfront camping as the master plan. I emailed the city for comment. I'm still waiting to hear back.
Now, we have some concerns about it. We'd like to see maximum wetland restoration. We're not really seeing the science or the numbers for that in the city's proposal.
If you would like to comment on this issue, the deadline is tomorrow. Email the City of San Diego Planning Commission. Reporting from Mission Bay, Ariana Cohen, CBS 8.
All right, Ariana, thank you.